Hello 405th members, this is Johnny. Just thought I'd make a quick video to show you guys, I'm from the UK, so I thought I'd show you the materials that I'm using and a bit of detail about where I've got them from. Here we have some polyester resin. This is a 5 litre container. I got this from CFS. They have a website called cfsnet.co.uk. This 5 litre tub cost me about £17 something. It's a polyester resin, so obviously you have to be careful with the fumes. On top here we have the catalyst. Now this is a 2-part catalyst to 100-part resin. So I use these measuring buckets, and you can just see in there we have 100 millilitres. So for every 100 millilitres there, we need 2 millilitres of catalyst. Now I actually used one of these. It's for measuring out the catalyst. If I rotate it slightly, I'm not sure you can read that, but there are little notches on there. And basically you squeeze this, and the water comes up from the top, down the bottom, and raises up here. So once I've got the level I need, so 2 mil just here, I get it to that level, and I just pour it out, and that's 2 mil exactly. I highly recommend using one of these because using syringes can be very hard, and this stuff is very, very dangerous. You must not let this get in the eyes, or else you'll be in big trouble. I also have 2 pigments here, which I use quite a lot. I have a white pigment, these are polyester pigments, and I have a black pigment. I didn't actually get these from CFS. I got these from a shop here in London. You can see this one here. This is a black one. This cost these pigments only cost a few pounds. CFSnet does do pigments, but here's the one I got from CFSnet. This one's about £8 or £9. This is a grey colour, so you can get those from CFSnet. But I like little. I tend to actually use these more. This is a white one, and that's a black one, and that's a grey one. So you can get these. These are only a few pounds each as well. I also like to use gel coat. Because gel coat gives a nicer finish. I tend to fiberglass the inside of the helmet and then use a gel coat layer after that to make it nice and smooth. We have brushes. This is just a cheap brush from CFSnet again. You can get a box of about a dozen, I think it is, for a few pounds. Mixing sticks. They're just like giant isolated sticks or tongue depressors. So that's a box of 100 again for a few pounds from CFSnet. Measuring buckets. You can use regular buckets, but obviously you have a problem with measuring your resin if you don't have a grade on the side to use. Acetone, very dangerous stuff again. Use this to clean my brushes so I can reuse them. You can't reuse them infinitely because they do degrade, so you will still need to get a number of those. If I show you my Iron Man helmet, you can see I've been doing a bit of work on it. I've been a bit lazy recently. But if you look at the inside, I use a gel coat layer on the inside, which is why it's nice and smooth looking as opposed to fiberglass. If I show you one of my earlier Iron Man helmets, this is one I haven't done any work on. It's a very old one which I really didn't like the model of. I fiberglass this one using chop strand mat, and you can probably tell from there. If I get some bit of lighting in there, you can tell it's done by chop strand mat, which is this stuff. CSM, chop strand mat. It's like a webbing. You can see it's a bit random. I used this for the first time, but I really don't like using this stuff because this stuff just falls apart. You can see I'm just pulling away some strands. This stuff really does fall apart and stick onto your brushes and everything. It's really, I really don't like using it. I much prefer using this stuff. This is fiberglass tissue. It's not going to be as strong because it's thinner, but it doesn't fall apart as much, and it's a lot nicer to work with. So I'd highly suggest using fiberglass tissue over chop strand mat. Although it's going to be weaker, it doesn't need to be that strong. So that's a very old version. And you can see on that side how rough it would look without the gel coat layer. So let's put that back. Got some body filler, which I got from Halfords with the hardener. It's a nice polyester body filler, although most of them are, which means I can use my pigments in them. which is why my Iron Man's a bit black in places and white in places. I do that so I can distinguish the colours. When it comes to sanding, I know when I've gone through layers into other layers, so I can know how close I am getting to the base and so on. I think that's about it. Safety, I have goggles. Always use goggles when resining, especially because you get a bit of resin or even catalyst in your eye and you're in big trouble. I have a respirator. Make sure you keep your respirators airtight in a bag or in a container, because if they're not, your filters are going to go off quicker. They have organic filters in them which take away the fumes, and obviously you leave them out longer, they'll run out sooner. So make sure you keep those contained. I have a nice Dremel here, which I got from Amazon, a nice skill Dremel for about 30 quid. Handy with the attachable arm. I've got an orbital sander, a detailed sander, nice sanding station, a range of clamps and chisels, and very important is the good old knife, because when you're working with body filler, if you leave it for about 5-10 minutes, it'll become, when it starts to set, you can actually cut things off quite easily with a knife before it hardens totally, and then you make things a lot easier on yourself. So I think that's about it. So if anyone has any questions about the way I do things, or if you want to find out information about where you can get all these products, then drop me a line, drop me a PM, and I'll get back to you. Take care.